as we know, it is a very short and 15 minutes thing. So we'll try and okay.
Yeah.
One will end
So
up.
1 second, sir. I'll just cross check. Shakti, we are ready with the recording, right? Yeah. Thanks. Yes, Saravanan sir. Thank you.
Okay, brilliant. So let's begin. So maybe I can involve both you and Srilekha and Shakti as I did last time, so that we can have some chat. So
Sure, sir.
quickly, the first thing is like we started with the very basic what is language, right? And then we went into the part like grammar and why grammar. Right. So when we talk about the grammar, so we are doing the very first, very elementary thing, which is noun. So as we discussed in the last session as well, and so noun is something which is like any name, place, animal, thing, and stuff like that. Anything which signifies something. So this is what we saw. So name, place. It could be a lot of other things as well to simplify. So that is noun, right? So we also covered this part, and there are types of nouns, right? And various types of noun. We covered that in the last session. So when we talk about types of noun, it's like common noun. Like if we say office, so we don't know which office, but if we say Desiku, it's a particular office, right? So that becomes a proper noun. So that's the difference between a common and a proper noun. You say students, so we don't know. It's a common thing, right? So it could be any student. So, but when you say a name, then it becomes a proper noun. So, similarly, there are certain things like collective noun, like family, team, and it could be a lot of countries together, right? So, this is collective noun together. Then compound is like so it is again another classification where like toothpaste, right? It is you can't find or any paste or anything or maybe right, which is a compound noun. And then there is something like concrete noun, which I explained as well. So anything which you can see, feel, touch, all the five senses is concrete, right? So a boy is a concrete, Eiffel Tower is a concrete, family you can see is a concrete, toothpaste is a concrete, chair of course is concrete, happiness. No. So you can see someone laughing or maybe being sad and stuff like that, various part of emotions. But the point is like those things like feelings and stuff like that. So these are called as abstract noun, like joy, anger, right? Any sort of this thing. So this is anything which you cannot see apart from abstract noun is concrete noun, right? And then you have countable, which you can count, right? You can count how many employees are there in the office. You can count how many birds here in this picture, right? And there are certain things which you can't count, right? So technically, you can say that yes, I can count sugar maybe in a jar, but it's difficult, isn't it? And so anything like
Uh, Shakti got stuck, right? Yes, Saravanan sir, we couldn't hear you. Yeah, you got stuck. Yeah. We'll wait. We'll wait. You may try to rejoin if you want.
now, Srilekha,
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes.
So okay, fine. So let's. So I don't know when did you lose me? Uh, when I was starting
Uh,
this, or
no, when you were giving an example for the nouns like,
okay,
yeah.
right. So you can hear that concrete noun and all concrete
Yes,
noun.
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, heard.
So so I hope you were able to listen as well. Concrete noun and abstract noun. So anything which you can't see is abstract and concrete, and countable, uncountable as well. Now, but the most important thing of all this, not saying that other nouns are not important, common noun and proper noun, and specifically proper noun is more important than any of other nouns when you write, right? All the nouns are important, you need to understand them. But the point is like when you write, right? And this is where English is a bit different. Because in any other language, I don't think so in Hindi or maybe in Tamil as well, you don't capitalize anything, right? So there is something known as capitalization, isn't it? When you start, you use capital letters and stuff like that. So any proper noun when you write will be capitalized. So this is very, very important. This is very significant as well. When you send an email, when you write a letter, or when you're documenting something, right? And it's very, very important. You will capitalize those proper nouns. So it's very important. So first of all, we need to identify what are these proper nouns, and next is like we need to capitalize them. Capitalize the first part of that particular noun. Suppose you say Ram or you say Sri Lanka. So S will be the first letter will be capitalized, right? If say for example, if there is a name like
Yeah, yeah. You could see that there is a power loss, so maybe Wi-Fi got disconnected. Where you pause it, Shakti, when he's not there, okay? When it comes back,
start, and so the
you
thing
were
is
giving
like
example of capitalize.
capitalization, right? So when we write, it is very, very important. When we write, we and no matter wherever this it doesn't matter which part of the sentence that particular proper noun is appearing, whether it start coming at the beginning or at end or in middle, wherever it is, irrespective of where it comes, you have to capitalize, right? So it's very important that we need to know, we should be able to identify the proper nouns as well. Only if you identify, then you can capitalize. So that is very, very important. So suppose you are writing a test, and if you don't capitalize, they would deduct the marks. Similarly, when we write as well, right, we want to be grammatically right and write in a proper way. So that is what it is. So we covered this slide as well. So now what we're going to do, so we have another 6 minutes, maybe we'll cover this part here. So types of nouns. So again, we did, so it has got some descriptive thing in the last slide as well. If you see, we add pictures, but it is more descriptive. So if somebody says what is common noun, so it is not specific about any people, place, thing, or ideas, right? So you can say city. So I don't know which city, right? So that is what it is. So examples are man, city, religion. So religion also you say which religion? We don't know, right? So proper noun, which we will are going to discuss in the next class as well at length. Specific people, places, things, right? Like the Albert Einstein, very popular, everybody know. So this is where I was trying to explain any name like Albert Einstein. So it's not like only A you will capitalize and E you will, the second part Einstein will not capitalize. So you need to capitalize both if it is written separately. If see maybe if you say Sudha Ramamurthy, if you write Sudha Ramamurthy together, you don't have to capitalize R. But if it is written separately, you will capitalize both S as well as R. London or any city. Abstract we talked about. So what are the examples? Something that you cannot perceive with your five senses. So what are these five senses? Right, we know that anything you can touch, you can smell, you can feel, you can see, right? All these five. So belief, right? So you love, pride, happiness, joy, sorrow, all those things. Concrete, which you can see, we talked about that, right? With your five senses, of course, like an apple, a lion, eyes, flower, and all those things you can smell and see as well. Countable, we talked about, can be counted. Pencil, pencils, maybe singular, plural, apple, apples, train, clock, and all. Uncountable, right, which we can't count, right? Milk, water, food, air, rice, and compound noun, right? Compound noun is like a textbook or a snowball or a seafood, right? Sunflower, right? All those things is a compound. So collective is like a bunch of something, right? Audience, or a family, right? A flock of birds, group, right? Family comes here. So singular and plural nouns. So singular is like cat, dog, ship, monkey, hero, right? If you want to make it plural, then cats, dogs, ships, babies, and stuff like that. So this is what it is. Okay. So what signifies here is like when you write, as I was talking about. So when you write, so how do you identify this? So which is proper, which is not. So this is what we will do in our
top search results.
we would do in our next class as an exercise as well. So this is what we will focus. So significance of proper noun while writing, right? Why it is important, and why it is important that you need to capitalize, because it is rule. So the thing is like when it is rule, so you have to do that. So that is the rule of this particular language. You might have very less words, which is only 26 letters. I keep saying, but the trouble part, or maybe the complexity part, starts after that, right? So that is what it is. So English capitalization rule, right? So when to capitalize, what words need to be capitalized, right? So this is precisely what it is. So what are the things which you can capitalize, which you have already seen, like people's name, any person's name you need capitalized. Both if there are three letters as well, or three words in the name as well, you will capitalize. Okay, titles, like our famous cricketer VVS Lakshman, right? So there is an expansion. I don't know, Venkata Sai, then maybe this town, or maybe whatever it is, right? The village and all, everything comes in that VVS, and then Lakshman. So somebody decides to write this VVS and then Lakshman, then you need to capitalize everything, the first letter VVS and all, right? Any titles. So what are these titles, right? It could be maybe the family title, or maybe the position in the company and stuff like that. So places we talked about, when you write Chennai, you will not write C, not capital. Countries, right? Any country, any nationalities or languages. Like if you write Tamil, then it will be T always capital. Institution, like companies, Desi Crew, or any brand, maybe Amazon, or maybe any agency, CBI and stuff like that. Historical eras as well, Pandyas, Cholas, so all will be capitalized. Days, months, and holidays, right? So when you write Monday, or today is Thursday, T will be capital, right? Holiday, Diwali, or maybe that's a festival name as well, but any holiday, right? Month, initials, right? Initial when you write Mr. M, right? Miss, right? And acronym is like anything in the short abbreviation of something, like WHO. So all these three things will be capitalized. UNESCO. So all this UNESCO would be capitalized. So this is what it is. So this is a simple rule as far as the capitalization is concerned. So now what we will do is like we will do this as an exercise. Maybe we will have some maybe a para. So I'll scramble some para. And so maybe if we have participants, it will be great. Then what we will do is like we will try to identify which is a proper noun and how it will be capitalized, right? So the point is like what we have done is like we have gone in kind of a deep dive, right? Noun and types of noun. It's good to know, right? And then the significance of proper noun and the common noun. So that is what it is. Okay, so I think our time is up now. So Sri Lanka, anything you want to ask? Karthik is also alongside me, just joined me in the commentary box, as you say.
Sitting
Right?
next to Srikanth.
Next to
In the commentary
Srikanth.
box.
Okay.
Hi.
So,
No, sir.
yes,
No,
Shakti.
I'm just saying hi to Karthik.
Karthik,
Hello,
Karthik.
hello, hi, very good afternoon.
No.
Okay. So anything. Karthik said no. Grammar, leave me alone. Everybody we talk about grammar, no, they don't want to. Right? It is complex,
So
especially.
one thing which I want to just highlight on the lighter note, even though if I don't follow the grammar, but still I can write emails to client.
Yeah, he writes well, so that I've seen.
See, I shared my views to Saravanan before
Yeah.
we joined this call
Yeah.
because as an accountant, so we don't write a big emails like anything. So we stick to a certain point, what needs to be get conveyed in a message, so that can be well understood by the person who is receiving or reading the email. So normally we mention the values or in terms of amounts, so that it is a very clear message to the person who is going to read at the other side. So in general, if you want to, even we have an opportunity to write big emails in the sense when there is an escalation happen in the process. So you have to deep dive into the scenario, why it was happened, what was went wrong, and what was the control mechanism we have to implement. So that time definitely we need to have a domain knowledge, but the communication plays a vital role. Because if you clearly mention and written in such a way, then only the other person can understand what went wrong, where we need to fix the issue. So that time definitely grammar is more and more important because we need to use past tense or present tense, whether future tense, what are the words which I am going to use when I'm writing an email. So I told Saravanan I'm not a very experienced person like Saravanan because Saravanan has played a vital role and he told me that noun, verb, and all. I don't know whether it's a noun or verb, but still I can use those words in an email.
I know. Yeah, well said, Karthik. I think, see, whether you are writing for a query or maybe escalation, whatever it is, language always plays a part, right?
Yeah.
Because our brand client will also think like, oh, okay, some email is coming from Desi Crew. Oh, okay, they're not able to probably frame this. See, that's the thing, image which will go out as well.
Yes.
But other than that, as I said, this is pretty simple. And so once we know, sometimes we may not know. Or, so I always say leave the history. That is, let it be in past. If there are these tiny nuances which we can change, and we have opportunity which we can definitely do, and especially with detach and English and Desi Live, and these kind of programs will help everybody. So I also see Parkavi also joined in. Very good. I invited everybody. Didn't invite Parkavi. Parkavi, hi. And so she is also in Chennai office. I don't know whether she'll unmute and speak. Okay, Sri Lekha, anything you want to add, or Shakti as well? And so we will involve all the DC Live, what do you call, colleagues as well, so that they can also be a part of it, learn, and then chit chat and maybe
Artists.
yeah. So anything from your end, Sri Lekha, or maybe, or else what we will do
This
is
was
like,
breaking late, so I was just waiting whether.
sorry, voice is breaking. Voice is not.
Yeah. We couldn't hear that what you said, Sri Lanka, ma'am.
I'm connected from my phone only.
I think now the Wi-Fi has
Wi-Fi is come.
come.
Not able to hear.
Because of the network issue at our side.
Okay, I am back now.
Yeah.
Oh, you're back. I thought
Yeah.
we are not. We were out. So okay, fantastic. Anything you
So
want
this
to
net,
add? Yeah.
no, it was a good session, Saravanan sir. I'm just happy that Bhargavi and Karthik have joined from Chennai. So
Sure.
that was a good thing. Maybe like slowly listeners are there. We'll try to promote more and with the inputs of the suggestion, whoever is giving, we'll try to add and customize your show. Like we'll try to
Sure.
do. Yeah,
Sure.
that's it from my
I
side,
will
sir.
share the questions and right. So for today's
Yes.
session, we'll share. And
Yeah.
so I like this. It's a short session, 15 minutes.
Yes.
Let's continue the next thing. So that's
Like
good.
15 minutes, everybody will be ready to spend. Like if it is going to be 1 hour something, they may think like no, I can't. But I think any work, whatever they do, even they go for lunch or chatting with somebody, this 2 to 2:15, I think most probably will have time. Maybe
Sure.
after lunch, before lunch, they'll definitely have a break. That's the reason this time was suggested. We'll
Sure.
try to get more audience, Sarna sir, that's what. Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Parkavi,
Thank you.
unmute now. Parkavi, you wanted to add something, say something? She did unmute, and maybe by mistake, I don't know. We'll check with her later. Okay, so fine. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sri Lekha, DC Live team, and everybody. Thank you, Karthik.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
And thanks, Parkavi, as well. Okay, then.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye bye. Bye bye. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Bye.